Hello, everybody. Welcome back to edition number 3 of News Reviews. This is for June 17th, 2024, and let's jump right in. So today we have Fox News. This is the middle of the road. It's considered conservative, but it's actually just a little middle left. Anyway, a bad outcome. So even Fox News wants to push that something is bad for Trump. Experts issue warning for former presidents after Trump's modern-day Salem witch trial in Manhattan. I'm not even going to look at it. I guess it's probably saying that ex-presidents might have to worry that they're going to come after them too. It's not going to happen because they're not going after Obama. They're not going after Clinton or any of those others because, of course, I have to censor that in the public YouTube video, but that's the truth. I'm not going to hold back the truth. They can censor all they want. They're just frauds. Media frauds. All right, next. Preventable tragedy. Parents who lost daughter warn families about mistake that could happen to anyone. Yeah, it's sad, but not something we need to bother reading. WNBA, great rips. There's another thing on Caitlin Clark. Country music legend breaks U.S. concert attendant record in Texas. Great for him. Police release statement after mind-boggling Walgreens. Clickbait. A lot of clickbait on here today. I guess I don't have a lot of news. Man walking his dog stumbles across unusual pits, leads to unexpected discovery. McDonald's pumps brakes on big change. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of news here. Perform miracles and cure tumors. That's that Cori Bush. She's retarded. Ugh, such a liar. All part of the Muslim, the radical Muslim takeover crew, Rashida Tlaib and AOC. Man, just terribly demonized women. Terrible, terrible people to allow that. Morgan Freeman. That's sad. People died in the plane. There's really not a whole lot here today, at least not yet. Wow, there's almost like no news here. I'm going to skip over to MSNBC. This is far left. Let's see what they have. Rand Paul's letter to AG Garland captures the dark irony of MAGA in just 2 words. All right. I'll bite. What 2 words are we talking about? Loyal opposition. I mean, there is a valid point there. I pointed out almost a decade ago how at the time, actually, I kind of thought maybe Republicans were good. And then it just really became clear it really is just a uniparty. But back then, I thought Republicans were good. And I pointed out that it seemed like the Democrats had a serious advantage because of the absolute loyalty and ease with which they could lead a bunch of tens of millions of mindless people who do not think critically. And Republicans tended to be conservatives and Christians, and those are typically want to be good people, but they also tend to be strong-willed, independent, and don't play well together. So the problem with the conservative side is that you can't easily have a leader that leads everyone simply because everyone kind of has a leader mentality. And so it's just not as easy as leading a bunch of NPCs, programmed people. So, I mean, there's a valid point here. There's not really a point for me to read this, just because I already know what it's talking about, but I do agree. It's not a bad article, which is funny that it's on MSNBC. Former White House aide, Trump talked about executing people in multiple meetings. Fear-mongering. I mean, even if he said something like that, which maybe he did, you don't even want to hear what Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton Hillary Clinton and those people have said in their meetings, or even if you expand out to George Soros and Klaus Schwab. Don't even get me started. This is ridiculous to even claim that Trump did something worse than they did. So ultra liberal trash. A head spinning new report exposes Trump's unbelievably radical new plan. Old news. They're still probably talking about the income tax and they're trying to spin it because that's a horrible thing for them. So they want to make it seem like a bad thing and program all of the weak-minded people to be against everything that Trump does. And so Trump is the one that is orchestrated, puppeted to push this narrative of get rid of income taxes because that's actually a pretty good idea, but they want to make him out to be the bad guy for the majority of people in the US. So why would that be bad for people? Wouldn't it be good to not pay income taxes even for poor people? No, that wouldn't be good for poor people because we'll stop your flow of free money so you can sit at home and do nothing. So that's not good news for poor people. That's the spin. Um, but if they did away with income tax and they actually had good people running the government, that could be good for everybody, including poor people. Following the justice's bump stock ruling, will Congress step up? Could not keep a straight thought. So they're attacking Trump's mental fitness, which is just another ridiculous projection because they're trying to distract from Biden's obvious mental challenges. I was an addict. Here's what Joe Biden understands and many fathers don't. Man, pushing that whole father loves son thing, let him get away with it. No, they don't let the slaves get away with it. Why? Nope, I don't buy it for a second. Of course, I'm going to have to censor that on YouTube. So, why America needs to be paying a lot more attention to Trump's. Oh, yeah, they had that yesterday. Yeah, I guess there's not a lot of news today. So, that's a lot of the same stuff. Let's flip on over. This will be a short video. So, what they consider ultra right, ultra conservative. 320,000 ghost voters identify a must win state of Michigan. They're asking it as if they don't know. I suppose that's okay. This is pretty decent. I'm sure that's true also. This is a pretty decent title. It's not leading so much. It didn't say Democrats are resorting to dirty tricks. So good job. Grill gone wrong. Elitist Chuck Schumer deletes Father's Day posts. Oh yeah. What posers. It just shows how fake these people are and how privileged. I mean, he doesn't even cook his own food, and then he wants to act like he's one of the people. It's like when Ellen DeGeneres was sitting in her mansion during COVID saying, "Oh, we're all in this together." Shut up, lady. Man, what a poser. Tucker Carlson shares details on Jack Ruby's sudden death by cancer after being visited by CIA psychiatrists involved in MK Ultra. I read that story last night actually. Jack Ruby I didn't even know this, but Jack Ruby was someone who killed Lee Harvey Oswald. And it was funny from the movie Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson. If they ever put in the news all three names, Lee Harvey Oswald, then that was part of the whole MK Ultra program. And that person was programmed to kill that person. But there's more to the JFK assassination than just that. So anyway, it is very suspicious that someone murdered that guy, and then that person's now pretty obviously murdered, but murdered by cancer. I think that's what the real thing here is. Death by cancer. 2 weeks after visited by that person, they died of cancer. Very aggressive. So it's almost like they weaponized the cancer. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that in that article. But yeah, some people will be like, "That's crazy that they could do that." I don't believe that. You got to believe it. It's just science, and they've been spending billions of taxpayer dollars studying diseases and how to make them, uh, how to manipulate them and use them in warfare. It's coming. And don't think I'll do a separate video on this later. I already have it planned. But don't think that they can't even target specific people DNA, their DNA, for different diseases and different ways to kill them. So there was an episode of Star Trek where there was political leaders of a certain faction of aliens was getting assassinated. At least they suspected it was assassination, but they couldn't prove it because the only person who could have done it was the assistant or whatever that was traveling around with all these ambassadors. And she fed the same food and gave the same drinks to everyone who was present. However, the big reveal at the end of that episode was there was something she was putting in the drink that could target the specific genetic code of a particular person. So this is one of the unforeseen reasons why I was always against sending in DNA to 21andMe or whatever the other one was. I just don't trust it. Don't give them your DNA. I mean, they could take it when they take your blood for other things, but don't give it to them and then pay them so that they can process it and put it in a catalog, put it in an archive, because they literally could clone you. Don't pretend like they can't clone you. And then they can also target disease for your particular DNA. And don't think it can't happen. I mean, this isn't science fiction. This has been around for a long time. Most of the TV shows and movies is filled with truth. Anyway, side rant there, but that's a very interesting thing that they can target your DNA. Comedian Jack Black joins the ranks of Hollywood elites in supporting Joe Biden. Oh, come on, Jack Black. Just another one bites the dust. Montana senator lashes out after article highlights Montana outsourcing mental health to China. Why in the world are we outsourcing health? Oh, can't say that. That doesn't mean every Chinese person is bad. Remember, the people of these countries are victims. Most of them don't even know what's happening. It's like how people used to hate people from, or probably still do hate people from this country, from the United States. Most of us are just living our lives and have no say so in all the crazy stuff the supposed leaders do. The same is true elsewhere. Just remember that people living in Israel, you can go down a rabbit hole of Ashkenazi Jews, and these people are horrible people, and they're not really the good side. That the Palestinians are actually the good guys, and the truth is, at the top of every one of those countries, they're bad. All of them. Israel, bad. Palestine, bad. The UK, bad. United States, bad. All of the people at the top, bad. At the bottom, the Palestinians, they're the people in the Gaza Strip. They're just victims of what's happening. They're not necessarily bad people. Even the horrible things they did to the Israelis, they kidnapped, they would spit on them. They're being taught it's generational. Their grandparents hated them. Their parents hate them. And now they hate them. They don't really know why they hate them. And the same with the Israelites. I mean, the Israelites are growing up. The people in Israel are victims because, yeah, they got attacked. So they're literally victims in this case with the whole Hamas attack on October 7th. But even more than that, they're victims in the sense that they are raised to defend and hate their neighbor state, and the Palestinians. And really, at the bottom, they're all victims. In the United States, they're slaves and victims. And now, don't get me wrong, do not accept the victim mentality. I only point that out to say, give some grace, show some grace, and so we can try to genuinely show love and compassion towards all people. It's not any race, it's not any society or culture or gender or even religious belief that is the problem. It's the people at the top. The people at the top who are pushing their wicked, evil agendas. That's the problem in the world. All right, anyway, let's get back to it. George Strait. Okay, so he's the one that set the concert, but that's not really a big deal to be distracted by. Prince William warned his brother. against the American actress, I guess Meghan Markle. Man, this is all the distraction stuff. Like, no point to bother reading this. And it's just like an episode of The Royals. If you guys ever watch that show, it's inappropriate for most people, especially with kids around. But I think that I did watch The Royals a while back, years ago, and it was an interesting show. But I watch a little bit of what these fake people do over there, very privileged. The writers of the Royals TV show, I feel like, did a better job, especially making their characters relatable. So you actually kind of felt bad for them and their situation, even though they were so privileged. The writers for the script we're watching play out for this whole nonsense, they're really not doing a very good job, and they're not relatable, and no one cares. And in fact, most people see through the nonsense that they're trying to push on us. Big bastard. Black bear harassed elderly California woman for months, then broke into her home, killed, and ate her. That's really sad. That's just news, I guess. I don't know that that's really fear mongering. Maybe that the animals are turning on us, but that's just sad. The irony: dementia ridden Joe Biden just proclaimed World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Wow, that truly is ironic. Basically, I was telling people years ago that this is really sad watching them puppet Joe Biden around as president. It is literally elderly abuse. It is elder abuse what they're doing to Joe Biden. It's just so sad. And they're puppeting him around, and he's getting lost, and he can't speak, and he doesn't hardly even know what he's reading half the time. And they're basically one step away from Weekend at Bernie's. So propping him up, like, wow, sad. German study: vast majority of people will grow out of transgenderism. Yeah, that's going to be really sad. The next several years, all that stuff's going to be really sad. All the people who were confused and misled, those people are going to be really angry and potentially suicidal, willing to do anything just to get a little bit of revenge. And they listen to the bad people, the evil, demonized people. And so they will get revenge against good people. They will want to get revenge against good people, unfortunately. And that's just really sad. Those people will be the transgendered people, the confused people are going to need to be freed of their mental and spiritual bondage they're being placed in. Chuck Norris, good old Chuck Norris. His tears cure cancer. Too bad he never cries. Agent Recon. Oh, AOC. What a terrible, demonized woman that is. Okay. Hate when you do that. Throws a fit over outside money. I mean, so ridiculous. She has no leg to stand on. She's just part of that whole Muslim takeover crew. I forget, the squad or whatever they call her. Every one of those women are just terrible people. Terrible, demonized people. If they could get rid of their demons, then maybe they would see the error of their ways. And we are caught up, same as yesterday. All right, cool. That's it for today. I'm going to try to put out some more videos. I have a video I already made last week about parasites, and I got a dozen more videos that just need time to edit and publish. But anyway, I will see you guys soon. Have a good one.